Hi, my name is Catherine Weaver. I was born and raised in Encinitas, California, which is just north of San Diego. Growing up, I lived with my mom, my dad, and my two sisters in a fairly homogenous neighborhood where mostly everyone, including my own family, was white and middle class. The enormous amount of privilege that this granted me is something that I can't even really begin to comprehend, but definitely shaped my life in a myriad of ways. On the other hand, I also realized as I was growing up that being a girl was something that could potentially hold me back in terms of reaching certain life goals that I had. I ended up learning about feminism at a pretty young age when I was about 10 or 11 and started really focusing on learning how to stand up for myself and make sure that nothing was really standing in my way of achieving the goals that I set for myself. I have always loved working with children and animals, and every job I've ever had has been related to at least one of those two main interests of mine, and a lot of them have combined the two. I also grew up in a home that prioritized community welfare over individual achievement, which has affected a lot of my values and priorities, but specifically in terms of choosing a career, a high salary wasn't as big of a priority as something that was in line with my values and that I found fulfilling. After graduating high school, I went to a 4-year university for a year, but I soon found that I wasn't really ready at that point in my life for that level of academic intensity. So I dropped out and soon after started working at a Montessori preschool where I discovered and affirmed my love of teaching. I decided to go back to college when I realized that my dream career, becoming a elementary school teacher, required a bachelor's degree. So I started taking classes at Arizona State at that point. I wanted to be an elementary school teacher because I really love the curiosity and motivation of students of that age, especially kindergarten through 3rd grade, the early elementary years. I know that my skill set and personality are well suited to this job, and it's important to me that my career is really fulfilling and aligns with my values of giving back and helping others. I hope that I can create a community in my classroom and teach my students to love, protect, and care for one another, and I plan to spend my life working to increase accessibility and success for disadvantaged students. To reach my goal of becoming a public school teacher, I first need to complete my bachelor's degree at Arizona State, and then I need to work towards getting my teacher certification. In California, there are a number of ways you can do that, and I'm not really sure which I'd like to pursue, whether that's going to a university and getting my teacher certification, working for the Peace Corps, or working in a private school. There are a lot of options. I'm also not sure if I will be in California when I'm ready to get my teacher certification because I'm at a very transitional stage in my life. And so that's something that I can't really make concrete plans for just yet, but it's definitely something that's on my mind that I'm thinking about. I do want to remain in or near California because my family is here. But it's also a very expensive place to live. So depending on job and housing opportunities, it may make more sense to move somewhere else. In 3 years, I would like to have my bachelor's degree and be working towards my teacher certification. In 5 years, I would like to be teaching full-time in my own classroom. And in 10 years, I would really love to have a family and have a tenured position at an elementary school where I'm working towards those broader goals of helping my disadvantaged students, creating a classroom community, and really working well with my coworkers, my students, and my students' parents. After starting my career, I'll continue to do what I have been doing, which is reading about different tips and methods for teaching. I think blogs are a really great way for teachers to share their techniques. And I will also be attending professional development seminars and conferences and doing what I can to learn different methods of teaching and different information that's being learned. I definitely believe there's always something new to learn when working with children, especially because every student is so different. I might go back to school to get my master's degree at some point, but I'm not really sure yet because that depends on my family and personal life and whether I and my partner feel that I have enough time and energy to spend on going back to school while working as a teacher and having a family. As for now, my next steps are to continue working with children and gaining experience, working towards my bachelor's degree and really prioritizing school, and learning outside of school about different methods of teaching and problems that may arise in the classroom. Thank you.